Although almost no one knows of this wreck, people can still learn from it, like why you should never leave tank cars unattended with neither the handbrakes nor the air brakes set. This is the story of the Denver Yard train wreck. In the early morning hours of May 23, 2007, a switching job at BNSF's 31st Street Yard in Denver, Colorado, were doing their duties moving cars around the yard, making up consists to prepare for departure. This switching train was led by GP35U 2505 and GP28M 1532. Up the line in another yard, another switching crew was taking care of 34 white tank cars, all loaded with, out of all things, beer, specifically Coors Light, to put them on another train after they had just left the Coors Brewing Company facility in Golden. However, the conductor or brakeman made a critical mistake. They left the 34 cars unattended without their locomotive. Since the locomotives weren't coupled to the rest of the train, their air brakes had no effect on the brakes of the Coors tank cars. Since the yard was situated on a 1% downhill grade, the only thing that could prevent the tank cars from running away are the handbrakes. These brakes were not set either. With none of the brakes applied and all the brakes released on the tank cars, after a few minutes of collecting air, they started to roll down the hill towards BNSF's 31st Street Yard, where the switching job mentioned earlier was working. The crew of the 2505 got an emergency message on their radio stating that the runaway tank cars were coming right for them on their own track. They hear this call and bail off the engine, but not a moment too soon. The unattended tank cars slam into the two engines, doing over 40 miles an hour. This acceleration was solely due to gravity. The cabin car body of 2505 was sheared off, and the long hood of 1532 was also destroyed. Thankfully, both of the crew members made it out uninjured before the wreck. Almost immediately, the blame was placed on the crew in the other yard, the one north of the 31st Street facility. Their negligence allowed the 34 tank cars to run away, destroy the engines, and spill a gross mix of beer and asphalt all over the yard. The engines that were hit by the runaway tank cars were moved a short distance to the locomotive shop at the same yard, where 2505 was gutted and scrapped, and 1532 was repaired with another long hood and put back into service just a few months later. In addition, it was painted into the H4 paint scheme. This isn't the first incident of a runaway cut of cars due to crew negligence, and it doesn't look like it'll be the last either.